All right, we're back for round one, hopefully. We will play first, and this hand is fine. Uh, we have a Trapper, and then Removal Spell, and Chainer's Edict, and Masticore, so I have no problems with this. Our opponent is Beibu, who is from Japan, apparently. So, welcome, Beibu. Let's see here. What do we have to watch out for other than Chainer having his way with a man and a eagle mask? All right. Looks like we're starting. So if he makes us like discard something in first turn hymns, we want to make sure we land our planes. So that's what I'm dropping first. And he could first turn him by like playing a ritual. That didn't happen, which is fine. I will cast this, and if he's playing green, we might want to bring in the Death's Head. What is this? So he's just cycling? Okay. That's fine. That means he's probably not mana screwed. Might be playing some kind of madness deck, maybe a Root Wall hit play. Nope, just another land. Okay. So we've got a Zealot and an Expunge, neither of which is very exciting. Unfortunately, this creature is something that will probably end up eating a Chainer's Edict unless we can hold it until after the Masticore. The result of that, though, I think, is that I'm not going to do anything this turn, and I'm going to attack and hold up Expunge. So let's do that. Cool. Nothing super exciting there. For our second, I think we want black, because if we have to discard that, we want to make sure we can play Famine later. Alright, so his 3-drop turn, he's going to do something here, certainly. We also want to keep cards to discard with Masticore. Masticore can certainly kill his Owl Familiar and do a bunch of stuff very quickly. There's a Nature's Lore. That by itself is not very exciting. And he could Power Sink this turn. That would be okay, I think. I think we just want to land the Masticore as soon as possible. We can get it back with Miss Moon if he kills it. So let's attack first. See what happens. We don't have to worry about Simian Grunts right now because that costs 3. And now let's drop this Friendly Gentleman. So that should hopefully be a problem. We can just eliminate the Owl Familiar to turn Chainer's Edict better. What is this? Blastoderm. So that's exactly what we were looking to happen. This turn is going to be crazy. We will happily take 1 in the air. Now, what are we going to discard? That's the question. It's not going to be Chainer's Edict. Could discard the Zealot. Though I think the Zealot's going to be good. We could discard the Griffin. Griffin will help us get back whatever else is there. So I'm probably going to pitch the Zealot this turn, I think. Could also pitch the Expunge, but I kind of like the idea of Expunge being able to deal with whatever else he plays thereafter. So that'll be what I discard, I think. By that I mean the Zealot. Then again, this can fly over later. Let's pitch this. All right, so let's draw a card. Baron Moore is fine. I may want to keep it just to pitch. So this is how this turn is going to work. Let's not regenerate him. Let's kill this. Let's Chainer's Edict our opponent, and then let's attack for 5. This would allow us to play a Famine later. That's okay. He's in a position now where he has to do something, and he's taking 5. Alright, so what's happening here? Something hopefully that we can expunge. Oh, an Ether Mutation, so he's going to get a million guys. Okay, he's got a lot of Saprolings. That's not the end of the world, especially because we can eliminate them with our Masticore. So let's draw a card. Fine. So I can play the Masticore, play the Baron Moore. Then on my next turn, I can pitch the Miss Moon or the Expunge and eliminate all of its guys. That seems a little less strong now. So now we're in a position where discarding is worse. The question is, what do I want to do? Like, I could play the Swamp, tap down one of his guys, or tap down something else. I could also play a Miss Moon Griffin and run this out more slowly. That might actually be the route I go here. Not super exciting. There's also another Ether Mutation. I need to remember that. So, like, I know I can land the Masticore here, though, too. He's not going to counter it. Yeah, and so if I work up to build up more mana, I can eventually just like play the Chainer's Edict too. So I'm actually gonna drop the Baron more. That's questionable to me. I'm not sure if that's right, but we're gonna go ahead and pass the turn. If this becomes a Mystic Zealot, that's okay with me. His guys aren't gonna be getting in there this turn unless he like does that card of the chain. Okay, there's a Frantic Search. That's a little scary. Because he could be doing something interesting. But this card isn't really good by itself unless he's got Madness opportunities. He did just pitch a bunch of lands, though, which means the quality of his hand probably just got better. He's digging. Okay, that's a Gaia's Embrace. That's scary, but we can deal with that. If I'd played a Swamp, I would have been able to tap it down. But as it is, that's not really all that worrisome. I'm just going to take 4, essentially. So that's okay. We can also, yeah, that doesn't scare me much. So what I'm gonna do here, I think, I can play a slow game. I can say expunge that and attack. Not very exciting. I can also just tap it down and play a Masticore and then expunge it later. He's not gonna make me discard anything. He could counter a removal spell, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do here, I think, is attack with Mistmoon. I don't think he's going to block, but I guess he's considering it. Not sure. Oh, no, he's just took a minute to pass. I'm going to keep a white untapped. I don't think I'm going to play a land here. Even though I know I was talking about getting up to Chainers, this Saproling situation, in retrospect, kind of makes that seem like a bad idea. So I will prevent this from attacking this turn. Triangle, that's going to allow him to fight. That sucks. Because I can't regenerate, which means playing a land would have been good. It does mean also if we lose this creature, we can get our Masticore back, which is fine. But this is unfortunate. Sigh. Okay, I have to just think. Yep, let's let it happen. Tap this. Fight, regen. Okay. Yep, you got it. So our guy dies. It's tapped. And he can swing in for 3. That's kind of unfortunate. Maybe it meant that I shouldn't have gotten in with a Griffin. Gust Cloak is okay. I still kind of feel like now leading up to Chainers might be better. So I'm going to play a Gust Cloak. And then I plan on tapping this, but if that's not going to happen, I'll just expunge it. So it turns out that, I don't know, I guess the set of plays I made ended up inefficient there. It's too bad. I think we can still pull this game out, but it's a little scarier now than it was before. Alright, so I will tap this guy down. And he can swing in his Saplings if he wants. If he... I mean, I don't think he will. He didn't. Let's see what this is going to be. Killer Whale. Okay, so I'm glad we kept the Expunge. Because even though this can't fly this turn, it is super scary. I really want... Oh, well, that's going to be interesting. That kills... If I can get him then to 3, that's when that becomes interesting. Alright, so the goal has just become to kill him with Famine by doming him for 3. Can we do that in such a way that we don't die at the same time and draw the game? That's going to be the question. So I will play this land. We could also cycle the Expunge. That seems wrong. I think expunging something is going to be right very soon. Probably on our turn. what I would want to do here. Also, if we lose the Mist Moon, we get one of these guys back through the famine. So he can't make his guy fly. I attack with both these, keeping the Trapper back. Could have been right to only attack with one of these. He takes a total of 6 then over 2 turns. Now if he can eliminate one of these guys or bounce it or something, he can still lose. And now I cast this, and the question is, like, what do I kill here? I think I kill the Sapperling. And keep the whale, just tap the whale down. If he attacks me with all these things, here's the question. So this is 6, that brings me to 5, then I can attack and kill him. I actually don't think I tap anything down. If he wants to attack me with the whale, that's fine. I don't think he's going to do it. I'd rather have another thing to tap down. Because if he does attack, I think it's the wrong play. Unless he's got, like, combat trick, like sudden strength would be a problem. Yeah, so that's convinced me. Well, I can also block the Sapperlings. That's a tough situation. I don't know exactly what to do. I'm not sure what's safer. I think probably tapping down the whale is safer. Anything that would allow me to not have to actually cast the famine is also good. So we go to 8. We haven't died yet. If he casts 2 creatures, both of which can block flyers, that's a bit more of a problem, but that didn't happen. As it stands, though, we are going to have to cast the famine, which is okay. Unless I can figure out something else to do here, which I will. So let's cycle this. Another Mistmoon Griffin is not good enough. I'm going to attack in the air with this guy, putting him at 3, and then famining. Yeah. That seems reasonable to me. What? Okay, good. I was worried I'd done something wrong there. Good. So that should be game. And we took it. Alright, great. So game 1 went in our favor. What do we learn? Lots of Sapperlings. So let's bring in this Death's Head thing again. Did he have stuff that could kill our guys? Yeah, I guess like Spinal Graft. He could Ether Mutate. It actually prevents him from getting the tokens, though. It kills our guy instead of bouncing it. So Spinal Graft seems reasonable, but just not very good. I didn't see any Shadow Guides from him, but I might rather have blockers. Also, the Chainer's Edicts are questionable because of the Sapperlings. Excuse me, had some crap going on in my throat. Let's see. I had some crap going on in my throat. Exile is fine against him, probably. Might not be the best card in the world, since I was pretty aggressive throughout that entire time. But it can deal with, like, Gaia's Embrace. So there's that. Mystic Zealot seems fine against him, as does Masticore. Fledgling Djinn. How good is this? My suspicion is, even though this is like a 2-2, like, he doesn't only have Sapperlings in his deck. I'm cutting this. I'm not sure if that's right. Bring in the Exile. Not convinced of that. So here we have a 1-lander on the draw. This is a pretty bad hand, I think. Because we have to draw planes, and then some more land to hit these guys. We're going to mull this. And this hand is dramatically better, even if it's not great. I'm probably going to hit the first guy he plays with Chainer's Edict. Just to stem whatever beats that he's going to be doing on the play. Yeah. If we can hit that with a Chainer's Edict, that's fine. I'm going to drop the Swamp because I guess he's not going to make us discard anything, but probably worth doing anyway. If this turn all he does is pump his Root Walla and then we kill it on our turn, that's fine. Good. So let that be what happens. Next turn we can cycle the step to see if we draw anything. And hopefully we can accrue enough advantage with this over time. Oh, the Chainer's Edict late in the game. That and it just puts us in a good position. Next turn I fully expect him to play a Blastoderm. And instead of playing the, or cycling the step, I'm going to just play the Gust Cloak. Probably not going to cycle the step for a few turns. This turn's going to be Blastoderm turn for him, almost assuredly. And that's actually going to be a problem. I don't... Oh, he doesn't have it. Okay, well, that's good news. We drew a Baron more, which is fine. I might want to play that, actually, soon. And then this turn, the question is, do I play the Flyer or the Giant, like, Beast? And I think I play the Giant Beast and just try to smash face as much as possible. But on his turn 5, he has to do something, right? Okay, so he's cycling now. That's fine. He gets another land, so he definitely hits 5. And he draws 2 more cards here. Alright. So he's going to play this Forest. There it is. Now he's going to play a 5-drop. What's it going to be? Ether Mutation, getting 4 1/1s. That's not so bad. And this turn we see that Death's Head Buzzard. We are going to be playing that next turn probably. This turn I'm dropping Suchi, playing the Baron more, passing. The question is, like, is he going to attack in a Suchi? He could remove it, like with an Ether Mutation. I don't want to take that much damage. This could be Blastoderm. Gaia's Embrace. Okay. That's not good for us. So we're going to eat that damage. That's kind of bad. That is just another blocker for now. So the question is, like, what do I do with the step? Do I cycle that? I want to land the Death's Head Buzzard this turn, I think. So I'd probably cycle the step, even though it would get us closer to Chainer's Edict. These guys are both going to get in there, I think. And I probably just play both these guys. Nah, I think all my eggs are in the Death's Head basket at this point, and I want to deal as much damage as possible. Oh, yeah. Pop. Okay, so my wife's going to be popping some popcorn. That's going to be exciting for you guys. Sorry, it'll sound like cannon fire in the background. Sorry, y'all. Who gets in here? I think we have to get in there with these guys as a matter of racing. I'm not sure if that's right. I want to find a way to deal with that Gaia's Embrace guy. Okay, we just ate a guy, so that's fine. Hit him for 2. The hitting him for 2 is the weak part here. So let's drop this, because we have to. And then the question is, do I play this? I don't think I do, because I think this is going to die this turn. So I'll just cycle that EOT. What is this? Okay, he's just cycling. That's fine. There's also the possibility we keep this to fly over. Alright. So, we'll block here. We block there. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. We're going to kill those guys anyway, and that thing has trample. So that's fine, we take 5. Alright. Certainly not exciting. Let's see what he does. Another Ether Mutation. That's going to be trouble. So now we need some way to deal with all those dudes. For sure. Let's cycle this and find something we want. That wasn't it, but I'm glad we cycled it now. Yuck. Alright. The tension is really mounting, I can tell, because of the popcorn popping. No, it's alright. I know, it does add to the realism. It feels like a real-life war zone. We're keeping all of our guys back, I think, because...
The smell of butter.
The smell of butter. We need to keep all our guys back. This game not looking in our favor at this point. Let's see. Double Ether Mutation was rough on me. What was that? Oh, claws of wirewood. What a bummer. Going to 5 there is super bad. Alright, so if we want to stay alive, which we're not going to be able to do, because right now Suchi is going to die. Alright. I think he just forgot to regenerate his guy. Yeah, he definitely did that. So let's think about what our options are here. Do we go to 1? Or I could draw an expunge and a block. Yeah, we have to block here.
God, there's so much.
Alright. Noble Templar, that is not going to get us through this. But that's funny. He made a mistake. It's not going to cost him the game. Let's see. Just want to make absolutely sure. Yeah, we're done. Alright, so let's go to game 3. Hope I can pull this one out, because I want to just keep playing. Alright. So double ether mutation is interesting. Interesting and bad for me. Means there are definitely going to be little dudes everywhere. It makes me think that like Exile is still relevant because of the Gaia's Embrace, but all these Chainer's Edicts aren't as good, obviously. They're like good against Blastoderm, but I might actually board one of them out despite how powerful they are. Taro's Faithful became better, I guess. Like all these cards are good though. I'd just rather he bounce a Taro's Faithful if it has to happen. What would I cut? Expunge is good against him. Anything with 2 toughness is good against him. The Soltari Emissary is kind of mediocre against him. It's not great anyway. Maybe Fledgling Djinn is just better, or maybe neither is better. I mean, I don't know. Chainer's Edict was fine last game. The Battle Cry might be a little bit... Well, it really helps when we're flying over in the air, though. So, like, I almost want to bring this back in. And, like, cut something slightly on the higher end. I mean, like, Suchi just keeps getting bounced. But that would have happened anyway. Like, Mistmoon could also get bounced. Maybe Exile isn't awesome? I mean, it certainly just seems worse than Expunge. I don't just want to cut all our removal, though. So, let's try that. He also brought in the Flyer Protection. The thing that kills all of our flying guys. That makes Mistmoon a little bit better. Kind of. Yeah, I think that's okay though. All right, so that's still tough. Like I would consider bringing in Spinal Graft actually. He's playing a bunch of bounce spells, so like that kind of seems to make it worse. But I almost wonder if that makes his Ether Mutations worse. Like this would serve as a stall breaker. Yeah, I don't know about that. Alright, I think we already submitted. Yeah, he's thinking still. I'm just looking at everything one more time to make sure. This thing just doesn't seem as strong now that I know that he's got the double Ether Mutation. So my guess is that he decided to go green-blue based on the power of Ether Mutation and just rolled from there. But I think we have a good shot at winning this game. Yes, let's play first. This hand is fine. We have something to do in the first turn. We don't have a second turn play, but that's okay. So cool. Wish our opponent good luck. We've only got 12 on the clock. I feel like I've been playing at a reasonable pace, though. He doesn't have a turn 1 play, which is good. He could also just cycle, which is probably going to be the case. Yeah, there it goes. So his hand's probably a little bit better than otherwise it would be. There's an Owl Familiar. Kind of unfortunate because, again, it makes the Chainer's Edict worse. And he's able to cycle through his lands again. Alright, so Secluded Step. That's interesting because next turn I have some stuff to do. We could draw another land, though. So I'm going to play the Chimeric Idol and start making things happen, hopefully, on the ground. I like the tension between these. Like you float all your mana and then you do this stuff. It's kind of terrible. All right, so what we really want to happen here, I think, is I don't know what we want to happen. Let's see what we draw. Let's try to draw land. We did. That's good. So I can play Suchi this turn then, and I can run Chimeric Idol into his Mongrel, which I'm willing to do. I think. Am I willing to do that? I think I am. Huh. Because what I can't do is make this a guy and float. Like I can go to my attack phase and then do this. That sucks. All right, so I'm gonna play the Suchi before combat. And this is probably just gonna turn into a bunch of 1/1s again on his side of the board. Um, we will do this. And I will attack into his Mongrel. So this would be a 2-for-1. Okay, so he discards something that could kill me in theory, turns it blue, and then loses that too. I'm okay with that, I think. So that's, I think, fine with me? Because his Mongrel loses a lot of power right now. He finds another land. Let's see if he plays another one. No, he didn't. He attacks for 1, that's okay. All right. So we can eliminate both of his guys over 2 turns, which isn't extraordinary. But right now what I want to do is cycle the Secluded Step. We'll see if we get a black. We did, but it's slow black. That's okay. I think I now attack. We see what happens. No blocks. Okay. And then I just play this land. We have to watch our life total here, of course. And we wait and see what happens this turn. If he just gets in there with everybody, I don't really care. I'm worried about Ether Mutation more than anything, because that would make a lot of things difficult. Okay, that's fine. Let's... Is this really Ether Mutation? Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah, that's going to make things tough. All right. So let's see. We can't expunge our own guy, because it's an artifact. We just got to take it, again. And now I have to expunge something to live, essentially. I just got to get rid of stuff. The cards in our hand are a little too expensive to hold off this. Okay, that's good. It's not that good, though. I can't do more than one thing this turn. So I think all I'm going to do is play this guy to get him online as soon as possible. But my life total is low enough. If he has this other Ether Mutation, I probably lose. I don't want to just lose to Ether Mutations, but that might be what happens here. Yeah, this is looking bad. He's pretty confident about this. Rescind? Ugh. Okay, so we take a lot of damage. What is this? Oh. Oh, Arrogant Worm. Good. Okay, so his draw was insane. Ugh. We take a ton. Why would he make it white? Exile? Okay, so we're at 8. Fledgling Djinn is not the answer. I don't believe. So 4 is going to hit us. 5. I think we just lose here. Like, the Fledgling Djinn probably has to absorb damage. Yuck. Yeah, Gerard's Battlecry did a whole lot of nothing because of how mana intensive it was. Alright. So we drop both those, we pass. I think we might be able to live another turn if he doesn't have gas, but... Let's see. So, if we block like this, what happens? We take 3, 4, 5, 9. So that's not doable. We have to block here. Then we take 4, 5, 6, 7. We live. And this dies, which is good, because otherwise 7 would kill us. So let's do that. he can get rid of his own wild mongrel this turn, then I die to my own fledgling gen. Okay, so he chose to keep it around. Alright then, let's, Masticore, that's a day late, $1 short. Okay, everything in my hand costs 4 or 2. So, that means I think we lose, because we're at 1. We can't eliminate all these guys. So, that's it. We're, done. I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong. I guess, got hit by ether mutation over and over and over again was wrong. Because we can't stop 4 guys. Too bad. What a bummer. Alright, this was a big... I think, like, my mistake was probably in the draft more than anything else. Where I should have gone, red instead of, white. So, there we have it. That appears to be game. And I'm going to GG to my opponent, and I'll see you guys again soon.